Live.
Okay, now we're live.
Okay,
Okay, good. Let's see.
yeah,
Let's see.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just started. Shall we start counting? Shall we put the counter again?
Yeah. Put the counter again, and
Put the
then we
counter
can
again.
we,
Put the counter
we can
again. Yeah,
get
yeah, I
going.
love that.
Yeah.
Looks cool,
I'll
right?
put the cover here.
I really love these effects that appear by Restream. It's kind
Yeah.
of lovely,
Looks
right?
awesome. Yeah. Very good.
now,
Okay.
now we're supposed to be live, and now we should see more people. Now should
Okay.
everyone like be there without an excuse that sorry I'm late.
Yeah.
But
Don't be late. Don't be late in life. Do you
no.
see? Can I see the number of participants somewhere here? Is that displaying or? I think
Well,
no. Huh?
frankly, I noticed something that it shows you like this thing is kind of showing me only whoever's watching us on YouTube, but doesn't show me the information from LinkedIn for
Okay.
some odd
Yeah.
reason. I don't know why, but I
Okay.
think it has to do
You
with LinkedIn integration.
maybe.
So
Anyway,
it's
you
kind of
run it. You manage it. You're the host. You go.
managing. Well, I don't know. See, the thing when I heard the word you run it, you manage it. If that wasn't that in the past, I would be so excited. But now, like that's so big responsibility. I should be more
Yeah.
responsible. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that would like turn me off, right? It's
Yeah,
like,
but hey, the responsibility is a gift, Not everyone can handle it.
oh man, we are
Just saying.
responsible for our life already.
Yeah.
Like you have to be responsible for every small thing. So yeah, anyway, this is life. We
Yeah.
have to be responsible, and one of the most important things that you have to be responsible of is your career.
Absolutely.
If you're not
Yeah.
responsible for your career, I don't know who would be taking care of your career. You can't imagine the number of people I try to reach out to help them, and at some point, like they are, meh, okay, my career, so what? A
I
miracle
know.
might happen.
I
Well,
know.
let's wait for that
It's the
miracle
same.
anyway.
It's the same for when I do my courses and my events and stuff. The people who should really be listening are the ones who are not there, because the ones who actually go there, they have understood and realized they need to make a change, which is
That's
great, of course.
awesome.
But at the end of the day, the bigger group of people who is not there, they are actually the ones. But yeah, let's
Yeah,
appreciate and be happy the ones who are joining. So those of you who are joining, who, in case you're wondering, why is this guy always looking sideways? I have a control screen here where I see Hatham in the chat and so on, and this is the front-facing camera. So in case you wonder, why is he always looking sideways? Something wrong with him? No, that is working okay with me. I have other issues, but yeah, that's the reason. Okay, Hatham, yeah,
right.
I'll hand it over to you first to
Yeah,
get
let me
things
sure. Let
rolling.
me make sure. Yeah, we're supposed to be rolling. Let's make sure that everything's running fine here. All right. Can check out your LinkedIn as well and make sure that everyone is visible on your side here. That you're because it shows me that everyone's connected. That it's live from my side.
Okay,
It's supposed
good.
to. I'm not sure. I couldn't confirm that it's live.
Yeah,
I
maybe
don't see chat.
those
Usually
of
people
you
like
who are
right.
joining, just put in the chat if you're there. Tell us where you're from, and then
Yep,
we
this is the
know if
first
it's running.
things. So we know it's
Yeah,
running or not, right?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see this set overlay. All right. So Facebook thing is not working probably well, I think, with
Okay.
Restream for some odd reason. It's
Yeah.
just showing me that it shows me here that it's live on. Okay, some people say that they can't hear. All right.
Okay.
For me, it looks like it's working. I think that Sayed is from your side. For
You
some odd reason, also now it's not showing me. Right.
They cannot hear. Can you guys put in the chat if you cannot hear us at all, or can you not hear Hatham, or you cannot hear me? And maybe Hatham, you need to repeat that, because if they can't hear me, they don't know what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah,
So
my most important thing is that I want to make sure that everything's fine. For some odd reason, again, I can see the chat and on the group on the page itself, but I can't see that on Restream for some reason.
okay.
Again, see, this what keep happening. Like this is what problem that keeps happening. That every time you try to make
Okay.
sure that technology works on your side, it doesn't.
Yeah,
It's kind of
I hear
frustrating.
now. I can see some messages here now. Oh, Yana is there. It's actually a client of mine. Hi, Yana. How are you? I can
All
hear
right.
both. Okay, good. Then I think we can get
Oh,
started. And I
okay.
know
On link.
Yana is
On link.
joining through LinkedIn, so LinkedIn is working.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh, thanks. Thank God.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yana, just all right.
Yana saves the day yet again.
Yeah. My God. Like without Yana, I
Okay.
don't know what would happen. Like we'll be like speaking to each other, just like streaming to ourselves only. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that would be horrible.
Okay. Good. Then
Cool.
let's get rolling.
Let's get rolling. So,
Yeah.
what's the topic for today?
I don't remember. No. Yeah.
So, sales secrets to win job
This
interviews, like,
this is actually the topic. Exactly.
right?
Sales secrets to win job
Thank you. Thank
interviews.
you very much. I love the
That's it.
technology you're using, man. I love your technology,
Yeah.
Matt.
Wait, it gets better. Hold on. It gets.
All right.
I'm even there with a little picture now. Can you see that as well? I think you need to if you
No.
enlarge the screen. No.
Oh,
Okay, that's
yeah,
fine.
I
No
have to
problem.
enlarge your. Yeah.
I can turn that. You should see me now,
Ooh,
like on
yeah,
the
yeah,
little.
yeah. Okay, cool.
Hey,
Wow.
yeah. It gets better.
Awesome.
Okay, I want to see some of the chat messages here. Haha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hi.
Everyone,
I can
guys,
hear
where are you
both.
from?
Okay, good. Yeah, tell
Where's
us
everyone
where
from?
you're from. Where are you dialing in from?
Yeah.
Haytham is based in Dubai. I'm actually kind of based in Dubai also, but right now I'm in Germany, and it's snowing here like crazy, like you can't even imagine. But
Yeah, wow.
yeah, just a real quick. I actually am a huge fan of the UAE. I think some of you, or most of you are joining us from the UAE today. I set foot onto the UAE for the first time in 1990, long time ago. And yeah, Dubai is actually my home. And I'm very sad I can't be there now for the 50-year anniversary, but we will catch up on that. Yeah. So, all right.
Cool.
Yeah. So can people put in the chat like where you're from? Slovakia, but in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, Jana's the only one who puts chat messages. Who else is joining? Tell us where you're joining from. Which city, which country?
For some odd reason, like I feel like it's can is it live on your side here? Because I think it's live. You're sharing the event on your page as well, right?
I am, yeah. But I can't check
Yeah.
now. I don't want to jeopardize my internet connection with the snow and
Yeah.
everything. If I
Don't.
now open another device, I don't know if this is going to stay. That's why.
Right,
Yeah.
because I feel for some reason that's not broadcasting here on my page.
Okay. Well, worst case, people can go to my page and join from there.
Okay, you can start. You can start, Matt,
We can
while
start.
I try and
Okay.
make sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So, yeah, we will talk today about sales secrets to win job interviews, and we are going to go through that, and I'll share a couple of things with you, which are, I think, a huge benefit and a very different approach to what you might be used to from job interviewing process. One very important thing I would like to make sure that you do, please, by all means, do take notes. Now, I'm not telling you this because I want to, brag how smart I am and everything, but my God and my parents blessed me with a very high IQ. And even if I go to events and seminars, webinars, whatsoever, I always take notes because you cannot remember everything. We only have an hour, but I'm going to give you a lot of content. So please make sure that you go ahead and you do take notes. I see a note here. I see it live, but I'm the only one here. Only one is live. That's me. Haha. Yeah, Haytham, I think
Yeah.
because Jana went in through my
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah, for some
Now
reason
too.
I don't know what's happening with the pairing process. I think something's not going wrong.
Okay.
Maybe if I can restart. Maybe I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I know why these things happen.
If you have to, otherwise we're recording also, right? It's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, worst case for me, I will start maybe later.
You start later.
We can do it again maybe at some point. I don't mind. But I want, because if you show me here all the settings, show me that I am live on Restream, but at LinkedIn it's not.
Okay. Let me double check. You can bring the split picture back if you want. Let me quickly check on your on your page as well.
Yeah, something is not right on my page here. It says that I'm waiting for broadcast. Are you guys?
Yeah, well, I see that it's waiting for broadcast. Yeah. There's 14 people in there on LinkedIn, but
Yeah. And I can't like find a way I can go live from LinkedIn in a way that would at least focus only on LinkedIn. I don't find that. I can see, okay, so I have Aida. She can see me on YouTube, but not on
okay.
LinkedIn. I have a problem with LinkedIn apparently.
Okay, let me quickly put a note in the chat. People can watch it from my page.
Right. I'm thinking of restarting my Chrome just for a bit. Let's see. Maybe
Yeah.
it will might disconnect for a second.
Okay. Let's see if Haytham will be gone forever now. Okay, let's see. Yeah, just give us a second and then we'll see. Okay, so those of you who are logged in already, sorry for this. Sometimes technology likes to play Marco Polo with us. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. But I've put in the chat now on Haytham stream, so let's wait a second and then we'll take it from there. You can already prepare your notes. Haytham, I can hear you.
Yeah, right. Let's just wait. Make sure that it's live also on LinkedIn.
Yeah. What I
Hopefully,
did is I
yeah.
put the link to my page because there it's running. I can see myself here.
Yeah.
That people who are in your stream that they can jump over.
That's so frustrating, man. I'm
I
making
think
sure. Right. It's still apparently it's working here, but on your side as well,
yeah.
but not working on
I think
my
it
feed.
has to do maybe with this that you moved the date or something. I think that's maybe
Maybe, yeah.
there was
I
yesterday
think,
and not anymore. Yeah. But let's see.
yeah.
I mean, if some people are watching, they're starting to log in now. They go to
Yeah.
my channel. So those
Right.
of you who are in, yeah, Aida is saying yes, moved here for now. I'm on Matt's account. Hi Avanti, I'm on Matt's account. Yeah, good. Hey Tom, let's go on with it.
Yeah.
And
Go
worst
ahead,
case, people
please. Yeah,
can
yeah.
watch the
Sure.
recording. Worst case, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, good. Then I will start over again. Okay, so let's go. Like I said, we're going to talk about sales secrets to win job interviews today. I'm going to give you some content about how to approach interviews a little bit differently with a little twist and using sales techniques. And I think you're going to find this very interesting, which is why I would please kindly request you to take notes. Notes are super, super important. I go to lots of events and seminars and stuff. I was blessed with a high IQ. I'm very grateful. Not here to brag, just telling you, even if you're very, very smart, maybe probably some of you are even smarter than me, you cannot remember everything. So please make sure that you do take notes as much as you can. Then I wanted to share 3 important facts with you, which are very, very important about today and also in general, everything I talk about. Number 1, everything I tell you is actually based on my own personal experience. I'm not one of these coaches who go and read a book or go to somebody else's seminar or whatever and then take the information and copy it one-to-one and then call themselves a coach and stuff. I've been doing this for a very long time and it's actually based on my own experience. Fact number 2, also very important. Everything I tell you in terms of facts and figures, data, information, and so on is actually scientifically proven. Yeah, so it's not like I went up to a mountain and looking at the sky, and miraculously these thoughts came to me and now I'm giving them to you. That's not how I work. So it's all scientifically proven. And the third important fact is probably the most important one, is that I can tell you here lots of things. I can serve the world to you on a silver platter. If you don't put this into practice yourself, it's all worthless. The only person who can set the wheels in motion with the content that you get from me, and this applies to any kind of content, is you. You are the one who needs to set the wheels in motion and take the information and put it into practice. And my dear friends, I can tell you, scientifically proven again, you typically have 72 hours to put new learnings into practice. So if you learn something new today, which I think you will, and then you're going to wait 3 months until you put into practice, it's probably going to be hard. That's why I said take notes, go through your notes afterwards, and then set the wheels in motion. That's really important. Now I want to start with a quick short question. What's the purpose of a job interview? So if you can put in the chat, I see some more people have joined now. If you can put in the chat, what do you think is the purpose of a job interview? And Haytham, feel free to comment as well. If you can put the split screen back in so we see you as well. And then I just want to see quickly here people's responses in the chat. What do you think is the purpose? Oh, I'm on the other side now. Okay, cool. We're moving. What is the purpose of a job interview? What do you think?
Yeah, I would love to hear that, frankly. I never thought like what people would think about the purpose of a job interview, like other than like I want a job. And it's kind of ridiculous. I want a job.
Those of you who are joining now, in case, because I've said this before, but we were a very small audience then, in case you wonder what's wrong with this guy, he keeps looking sideways. I have a control screen here where I see your chat messages and everything, and this is the front-facing camera, so that's why. There's nothing wrong with my vision. I just need to... if I don't have two eyes which point sideways. That's why.
Cool.
I think it takes a moment until the responses show.
Yeah, true. That was what usually happens. It takes some time.
Okay, we can wait for the responses and look at them in a moment. I actually want to show you quickly what to avoid. So this should display okay, I think. Or otherwise, if you put me back on full screen again, and maybe people can see that better. I just want to quickly say a couple of things about what to avoid when it comes to job interviews. What a lot of people do, and I can just tell you, I'm guilty of this myself. I used to make the same mistakes. Yeah, so let's go through it real quick. Unnecessary questions to yourself. This is something people like to do a lot. What if it doesn't work out? Is this going to work? Is the interview going to work out for me? Instead, you should ask yourself, what if it does work out? Yeah, so avoid unnecessary questions and don't ask things why and how and what if you don't have the answers. This is unnecessary stuff during an interview and also in preparation. Another thing is misinterpreting the purpose. A lot of people who go to job interviews, again, I'm guilty of all of these myself in the past when I was still working for other people. A lot of people go into interviews thinking or believing that the purpose is for you to be interrogated, for you to show your best. Of course, you have to show your best, no doubt. But the purpose is not only to find out whether you are the right candidate for a position. The purpose, my dear friends, is also to find out if the company is the right one for you. And a lot of people, and actually 75%, again, statistically proven, 75% of all people who are in some kind of an employment situation are unhappy with their job, and probably because they didn't do a good analysis of what the purpose is and whether or not the company fits with them. So it's not always you only fitting with the companies, it's also the company fitting with you. I think this is really, really important and something a lot of people actually don't have on the map, so to say. Another big mistake is answering every question directly. Yeah, my favorite question in interviews: what are your salary expectations? How many of you have heard that question, right? So what a lot of people do, and again, I did the same back in the days, they would say something like, yeah, currently I'm earning, I don't know, 3,000 or whatever per month, whatever currency. And if I could earn 500 to 800 more, would be really great. Wrong approach. Don't do that. Your current salary and your current job has, in my opinion, absolutely nothing to do, no relation whatsoever to what you're going to be offered in the next job. So what I would suggest you to do, and this has worked very well for me in the past, and I know other people who it has worked for as well, instead, when the salary question comes up, and we'll go through the interview process in a moment, but this particular question, what you could say instead is that, well, I believe you have set up some kind of a budget for this position, and now that we're getting to know each other, I believe you will know what kind of value I will bring to your company, and based on that and your budget, I would expect you to make me an offer. Totally different, right? So Haitham, I don't know if you wanna quickly jump in. What do you think of this? Yeah.
You're not giving me a chance. Like you are already talking my mind. I want to add more, but yeah, damn, this guy is right. Absolutely. Like this is the thing exactly with interviews that we don't understand exactly what is the interview, and we don't understand how important the interview is as an impact. You can't imagine number of people that what they tell me like, hey Tom, I just want to be in that interview. Just give me the chance to be in an interview. I will definitely nail it. I
Yeah.
mean, like, dude, what kind of interview are you talking about? An interview with a
Exactly.
hiring manager. Okay, for what job? Any job. Okay, here we go. So you want to
Yeah.
pitch your services. You want to pitch yourself to someone to convince them, and you don't even know what this person wants in the first place. What are you gonna impress them? How are you gonna impress them? People think that they
Yeah.
need to be interesting, right? So that others will be interested as well in them. While in fact they need to be interested to be interesting. You need to know what
Absolutely.
that person wants first. Okay, why I'm here? What is
Yeah.
my goal? Right? What
Exactly.
kind of value I want to present to that person first?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and if you don't know that, what kind of impression you gonna leave? And
Exactly.
that's why they come back to me that, oh, I failed, or they come back to me and tell me
Yeah. Yeah.
like, oh, things
Of
didn't go
course.
the way I
Yeah.
want, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Also, this whole thing of like what I said, whether the company fits with you or not, that's important. And when you go to an interview, in my opinion, what I think people should do, what candidates should do, is to figure out not only like what the job is about, but what kind of company it is, what kind of culture do they have, what kind of people work there, not just salary, benefits, and what your duties are. And this, I actually think, this whole process of lack of communication from candidates and making the mistakes that I've just talked about, and there's more coming. This is
Right.
one of the reasons why so many people are unhappy with their job. Yeah, they jump into some kind of job, and then afterwards they realize, oh, this is and that's unfortunately the way it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately,
Yeah. Okay. There's more mistakes, so let
Always.
me show you. Another one is like what I call being in the passenger seat. Yeah. You need to take over the conversation also. You don't need to be like sitting there. Passenger seat means like, yeah, you're sitting there like you're answering every question. Don't do that. Yeah. Nowadays, candidates are also in a position that companies have to battle. This is going to get worse for companies. But
Right.
back in the days where the workforce was so big and so many people were unemployed and so on, that's not the case anymore. Yeah. So companies are nowadays actually in a position where they have to battle for candidates. And yeah, you don't need to be in a passenger seat. You can take charge. You can also take charge of the conversation. I'm going to walk you through this, how you do that in a moment. And then there's one more common mistake I would like to show you. Now I don't see myself anymore.
Because it's frozen your side here. I can see that.
Is it? Okay.
Yep. Switch the camera. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Now I
But
can
that's
see
not
it.
the one. That's not the one I want to connect. 1 second. There's always something, with the technology.
Yeah. Oh. The
That's
man
why
is.
That's why I prefer in-person stuff. But we'll come to this later on.
Yeah.
Right now, we have to deal with this. That's my front. That's my front camera, but that's not the one I'm looking for. Give me a second.
Yeah, we're giving you a second, man. We're giving you a second. 3 seconds, 4 seconds, whatever you want.
Yeah. Maybe the system is overwhelmed with all my technology that I have plugged in, Yeah. Let's see if it's coming back. Otherwise, we'll have to go with the other camera. Yeah, I think we're back now. Yes. Let me just carefully press the button, see if it shows. Yes. Yeah, okay, now the presentation is gone, but that's something I can fix. That's something I can fix.
There's always something.
Yeah, I think we're back in the game. Okay, good. Yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, technology and everything. Okay, so and the last thing that big mistake that what people do is this feeling of anxiety, worry, overthinking. What if I don't get the job and so on? Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, don't be like this guy. Yeah, it's maybe a little over exaggerated, but yeah, don't be afraid, don't be worried. You should go into an interview with joy, with happiness, with really wanting to. I'm back there, yeah, here, with joy, with looking forward, seeing if this is a decision that you're making, that you and the company will be making if you work together, how this is going to be, and so on. Yeah, so please don't do and avoid these mistakes that we have listed here. Okay. Anything else you want to add here?
Well, I think we are cool here. I love what you're reading so far.
Okay.
It's quite challenging, but you just nail it right to the point. Go ahead, no
Yeah.
worries, man.
Exactly. Let me have a quick look at the comments here. Hilarious. Jana, what's hilarious? The picture? Select someone who can give value to organizations. Saeed. Yeah, absolutely. Just come back here. Great approach and confidence in selling yourself. Yes, thank you, Aida. Both the candidate and employer, you know if this is the right job and the right fit. Okay, otherwise we can go to the comments later on. Now, I want to ask you guys one question. You don't have to answer, actually, but this is a question you can answer for yourself maybe later on tonight or tomorrow on your next day off, and think about a little bit. And the question is this: how big would you dream if you knew you couldn't fail?
Damn, man, this is like a 1 million question.
That's a question I think you should ask yourself, regardless of what it is, your entire life, not just your career. Your career plays a big part, of course, but that's something I would really encourage you. I'll show you again. I would encourage you to ask yourself, how big would you dream if you knew you couldn't fail? Okay, good. You can think about this. Like I said, I just want to do a very quick intro about myself, just tell you a little bit. So you probably know already, my name is Matt. I'm a coach and a speaker. I'm based in Germany. I'm actually German national. Have been living in the UAE a long time ago, more than 30 years ago. Went to school in the UAE. So in case you're thinking now, oh, this guy looks pretty okay for 65. No, I was a teenager back then. Yeah, I've worked and lived in more than 30 different countries all over the world, had a long time in the hotel management industry. But yeah, I think most of you are logged in from the UAE. Dubai is my home, absolutely. And I'm coming back. We'll talk about this later on. Just a quick overview, like what I do. So those are like my three main topics: motivation, mindset, income. I've been doing this for 15 years. Actually, I need to update this. It's 16 years. Now 15 years of excellence. Like I said, been to 30 countries, actually more than 30. And I have touched roughly 45,000 lives throughout the years and worked with some really cool people. And I just brought two pictures of some people I have worked with. I think you know them. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'm sure you also know Mike Tyson. So those guys are part of these 45,000. And I'm just brought you these pictures to give you a quick understanding that when you meet so-called celebrities, and this goes also for people who are not celebrities, you never know what's going on in people's lives, what's going on in people's heads. And the same goes for the interviewing process. So when you go into an interview with a hiring manager or an HR person, whoever is in charge, you don't know what's going on in their lives right now. And I can tell you, based on these two examples with Arnold and with Mike, they are so different from what I expected, or what the public persona is of them, how it's displayed in the media. Yeah, so to some extent, it's their own fault also. Yeah, when Mike Tyson says stuff like, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth, it's maybe not a very gentle way of communicating, but they are so different than what we would think. And that's why I highly encourage you to meet as many people as you can, and also get an understanding of who you're dealing with when you go into an interview. And just one quick more thing about me. Life hasn't always been hunky-dory. This was my rock bottom, as I call it, my turning point. This was in May 2014. This is the inside of my fridge, as you can probably guess. And this is not some kind of a joke picture or something I created, just took everything out of the fridge. This is real stuff. I'm not that kind of person. And my mother had just passed away. We were the best friends in the world. My mom was also the pioneer who actually made this move to Dubai possible. My mom and I were like the best friends, and then she died from one day to the other in early 2014. And then I had quit my job, and everything was really falling apart. And that's why I brought you this picture. So in case you are under the impression, oh yeah, for this guy, it's easy to talk. He has met celebrities. He's been a coach for a long time and so on. That wasn't always the case. Yeah. So my rock bottom looked like this. I don't know what your rock bottom looked like, or if you are at rock bottom right now, but I just want to encourage you that, right now, the current situation is not the status quo. It doesn't matter really where you are coming from. What matters is where you're going to. Okay, and where you're going to is something we're going to talk about right now, and this is known as the sales cycle. So I want to quickly talk about that and explain you how to apply sales strategies to interviews. Before we go into that, Haytham, any other questions, any comments you want to share? Is there anything in the chat we need to?
I'm sorry to hear that about your mom, man. I feel
Yeah,
really bad about
thank
it.
you.
I'm
Thank
like,
you.
but you have like, everyone has their own rock bottoms. Everyone has to realize that they have to make
Yeah.
a change in their life rather than staying where they are.
Sure.
One of the biggest things that have changed my life is the fact that
We don't see you if you can bring the split screen back. So
man, you look like a superstar. What would you like to see me?
No, come on. it's the light and the makeup, Otherwise, I look like a homeless person.
No, the fact is that like we need to make that realization at some point, like something is wrong, something not going the right way, and do something about it rather than complaining. You can imagine a number of people who start to put just excuses to run away from reality, like my age, like my nationality, like where where a place where I live. Well, so what are you gonna do if you are like 60 or 50? That's it. End of the world. Go die. What are you gonna do?
Yep.
Yeah. Or you start thinking of what possibilities I still have in life. So there are two type of people here: those who want to make a
Yep.
difference. Okay, they think of a solution, and those they just live in the corner, just like Guy you just showed us earlier. So it's you, the one who make the decision after all, right? You should be held accountable and responsible for your own life. I really love
Yep.
the example you just came up with, Matt.
Thank you. Yeah, it's like I see this all the time. People. I know people who are in their 70s, and they decide to start a business. And then there's other people who are in their 70s and maybe even just 71. So they just went into their 70s, and all they do is like sit in the garden, look at the birds, and oh yeah, my life is over. No, it ain't over till it's over. And nowadays, actually, 70, in my opinion, is not really an age where life is over. Yeah, so it's always
Great.
how you approach it. Yeah, how you see it. That's how it is.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Okay.
I love this.
Good. Then let's talk about the sales cycle, and I will tell you how this all works. And if you can put the picture back in big, Haytham, because we're actually going to go to the third camera. It's working.
Wow.
Yeah. We're going to go and talk about the sales cycle real quick. So just as a piece of information, let me just come back in here real quick. As a piece of information, there's different stages. I'm just going to go through them. If you have questions, write them down maybe, because some questions that might pop up in your head while I'm talking about this might already be answered when we go to the next stage. This sales cycle has a couple of stages, and I will walk you through this. So the way this works is that this is how you should approach conversations when it's about getting your agenda through. This is also, let me just come back here real quick. This is also very important. A lot of people have a completely wrong picture about sales. That's why we're actually today trying to help you understand a little bit why sales and sales tactics and techniques are applicable to lots of things. Yeah, like I always say, life is a sales talk, or in this case, interview is a sales talk. So these things you can apply to lots of things. Sales, my dear friends, is all about getting your agenda through, and that's why you can apply this to interviews as well. Yeah, so let's go through it. So where you start basically is with what I call a people analysis. Can you see this? Okay, yeah. In case you cannot read my handwriting, I'm sorry. I'm a speaker, not a writer, but I will do my best to do as much as good as I can. Here are like the borders. So we start with the people analysis. And the way the cycle works is clockwise, yeah? We go through this way, and we'll come to these different stages one by one. So people analysis, what does that mean? When you go to an interview, and I'm going to now put this together on the base of interviews, because that's what we're talking about here today. When you want to apply sales tactics, what you learned today, to other situations, and of course you have to apply this accordingly. Now, people analysis is that you need to figure out in a conversation, in an interview in this case, who is the person that you're talking to. What are they interested in? Who are they? What do they want? What are they looking for? Because if you do that, then we're going to come through the different stages in a moment. Then it will be very easy for you to lead the conversation in the direction where you want. For example, getting the job. So there's very, very simple tactics you can apply. So if you go and meet a hiring manager or a recruiting manager or HR person, whoever is in charge, and you have, for example, there's a family picture somewhere, you can make a comment on that. If people put their family pictures in their office, then it's not a secret, obviously. You can say, oh, that's a lovely family. If the picture looks very recent, you can say, yeah, I actually have 2 girls in the same age. Of course, everything you say has to be true. This is also a misinterpretation of sales very often, that you can lie. I was going to say your butt away. Please don't lie. It's very, very important. Never, ever lie. Lies will catch up to you sooner or later. And I don't know if you find this esoterical or something, but I strongly believe in the law of attraction, and what you send out, you attract. So if you tell lies to other people, people will lie to you, and it comes back 3 or 4-fold. It's just the way it is. But yeah, make comments. Look for something. If you're in office somewhere and there's something you can comment on. If the person takes you to an office where it's not the person's office, then look for something else. Yeah, maybe there's a picture of a company or a nice painting. Oh, that's a nice painting. Do you know who painted this? I love art as well. You know, there's so many things you can do. Look for things, and if you go to, like I said, someone's office, this family picture is an example. Maybe there's a big, a big fish on the wall. You know, that maybe somebody loves fishing. If you love fishing too, you can say something about this. Even if you don't love fishing, wow, that's a huge fish. Did you catch that? Try to do what is known as small talk. Yeah, analyze the person, figure out who you're talking to. Don't jump right into, letting them lead the conversation and interrogate you. Yeah, do analysis. What is this person looking for? Who are they? And what do they want from you? Okay. Good. Then the next stage, and one thing I wanted to point out, I drew like these waves here. It's because the borders between the different stages that we're going to talk about are not hard-cut borders. I'll explain in a moment what I mean by that. Then the next stage that you should come to is known as a pain analysis. I'll try to write as good as I can. Pain analysis. Pain analysis means you need to figure out now in this conversation what kind of pain do they have, the company in this particular example, because we're talking about interviews. What are the issues? Why are they looking for a new person? Was there somebody who had filled the position previously who didn't do a good job? Is this a new position? Is there something that they're adding into a position? Are they taking elements of somebody else's position out and creating a new one because the tasks that are going to be part of the job that you're applying for were part of somebody else's task before and they had too much to do? Well, what is the pain? Why are they hiring, and so on? And this, my friends, is very, very important, because later on, when we come to what is known as objection handling, and we'll come to this towards the end of the cycle, it's very important that you do this piece here very, very thoroughly. You need to know exactly what the problems are, why there is a job open, and so on. All the things I've already said, because then later on, when you present yourself as a candidate and yourself as the solution, you need to know what the pain is. Yeah, so I'll give you an example. If the sales figures are really bad, you're maybe applying for the sales position, and later on you tell them that, how great you are in sales and dealing with people and how you can increase the revenue and so on. Yeah, but maybe this isn't the pain. Maybe that's not what they're struggling with right now. Maybe their sales are through the roof and they need somebody in a sales position to lead the sales team because there's nobody there who has any kind of soft skills, and they need to be explained and coached to the sales team. Yeah, so you never know what the reasons are. So please make sure you do this piece very, very thoroughly. Do a pain analysis so you can figure out what is going on. The next stage after that has also to do with pain, and this is also very, very important. This is known, actually all stages are important, of course, is known as pain strengthening. Again, if you pay attention, you don't have to be able to read it. So pain strengthening, this is where you make the pain stronger. So if somebody would tell you that, let's go back to this example. Their sales team, or we can take something else. Maybe you're applying for, I don't know, a position in IT, and the IT support team of the company, they have absolutely no soft skills. And customers are complaining, they're very technical, they don't know how to deal with people, but they answer the phone and so on. There's a million examples. And now you need to make their pain stronger. Why? Again, because later on you want to present yourself as a solution if you want this job. Maybe you find out throughout the conversation that this job is a nightmare and you don't want it, then of course not. But now you make the pain stronger. So you help the person who is interviewing you, you help that person understand that the pain that they have just told you about is actually a lot worse and stronger than they thought. Of course, you don't ask questions like, what are your pains? What pain do you have? Now I'm going to help you make the pain stronger. That's not what you say. Yeah, you include this thought in your head when you talk and ask questions and give responses. So for example, let's go back to this where I said, IT team, support team doesn't have soft skills and so on. Now you can say stuff like that shows that you are understanding what the issue is, and you make the pain a little stronger. So you could say something like, yeah, that must be horrible. I'm sure you're dealing with lots of customer issues, lots of customer complaints if they don't know how to be compassionate and how to talk to people and calm them down. Is that what is the situation? Yeah, so you make the pain stronger. You make them understand that the problem that they have, what they regard you as a potential solution for, is even worse than they thought. Okay, this is not being mean or something, but we're trying to, the goal is for you to get the job. So in order to be able to present yourself as a solution, of course, the problem needs to be very, very big so that your chances go up. Okay, and then what you can do, I'll put this in a different color, is what is known in the sales world as a test buy. Hatham, have you ever heard about this? Do you know what a test buy is?
Test buy. I'm trying to.
I'll come back here and we can see you as well. Then we can have a quick.
The test buy. Actually, frankly, I feel so frustrated. I don't know test buy much. Maybe I know it, but I never know it's called test buy. Please explain.
Okay. No problem. So, for example, if somebody says, let's take an example again of sales or revenue figures. If you're being interviewed and the hiring manager is saying, we have sales issues. This is, again, why it's so important to do pain analysis. We need to increase the revenue and so on. A test buy question for this particular example would be, okay, so if I understood you correctly, if I would be able to help you get your revenue figures up by 30% within the first 6 months after me starting here, would this then be potentially a solution for this situation? That's a test buy. If I do this and that, would you then do that? Yeah. So if I give you a solution, if I offer you this, if I offer you that, if I can do this, then would that be something worth considering, and so on. Yeah. So there's a million examples that you can do. Of course, guys, very important. You have to deliver that. Yeah. You cannot say, I'm going to put your revenue figures up by 30% in the next 6 months, and then you don't deliver that. That's be careful what you say. Don't make false promises. But it's just an example. There could be a million things.
Sure.
If somebody says, we have issues with maybe somebody wants to hire you for, I don't know, an HR position or something. Our company culture, people don't really understand our company culture, and we want to have a better work-life balance here and so on. Okay, so if I would help you get people to connect in a better way, if we would maybe create some kind of a gathering or an outing, or develop some kind of a program where we can help people get better at communication and so on, would that be something that is what you would be looking for ideally in a candidate? Yeah, so this way you test if what you're offering as a potential solution is what they're looking for.
Yeah, true. Absolutely makes a lot of sense for me.
Makes sense? Okay, cool.
Saeed is asking a question here. How about Zoom interviews?
What about it? If you can apply this as well? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he says that he had the interview on Zoom, and they asked me to turn on video while interviewers didn't turn on the camera. My mistake. I should have asked for his camera as well to have. Yeah, actually, definitely, he's right. Say you definitely
Yeah.
like if there's a reason they have to put the camera on. Eventually, it should be
Yeah.
like a 1-to-1, right? It doesn't make sense that they want to see your body language and you don't see theirs. There should be a human touch eventually, even if it was like a tele interview.
Yeah. My personal opinion, Saeed, in all honesty, I'm a very blunt person. I don't, do the wiggling around and stuff. It's just my opinion. You have to decide for yourself. If somebody invites me for an interview and they want me to turn the camera on, but they themselves don't turn the camera on, I'm not so sure if I would want to work there. That's my opinion.
Good one.
Because if this is how it starts, what kind of culture do they have? My opinion.
Yep.
Otherwise, if you absolutely want this job, and then I guess you have to pull through with it. You could ask a question like, would it maybe make sense if we have a conversation, we both see each other, so we can, have a proper replacement of a personal meeting? Would that make sense to you? You could try that.
That makes a lot of sense, man.
Yeah,
Sure.
I actually know that some quiz shows on television, they work this way. Yeah, it's not part of the topic here, but just as a quick fun fact, if they interviewed you to be part of some kind of a quiz session, like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, they do the same thing. Yeah, they want to see you, but you can't see them. I don't know if this is the right thing for a job.
Yep. Absolutely true. Ida agrees with you 100%.
Good. Thank you, Ida. Okay,
Right.
let's go back
Cool.
because there's more. We have two more important points. So if we can come back on the screen. Yep. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. So then what you should do after this, and guys, really just to avoid confusion, I'm just going through this real quick. Yeah. Can you see me if I put it here? Yeah. I now have your logo in my face. Let's put it there. If I like the logo, by the way, Hatham, looks very nice.
Thank you, my friend. It's like it's custom made.
Yeah, nice, awesome. Yeah. Did you pay a lot for this? Otherwise, next time I'll do it for free.
My
half price.
sister-in-law, she's an architect in Italy, and she chose to give me that brand. So like,
Okay,
cool.
good. Yeah. Just to put this into perspective, my friends, what we're discussing here with the sales cycle over here is now short, compressed version. Yeah, I can talk about this for an entire day. Actually, I do. I have a sales course, and we talk about sales cycle, only sales cycle, a whole day with a million examples. We cannot do a whole full day session here, obviously. So please understand this is a little bit compressed, but I'm trying to give you as much content as I can and give you at least the basics. If you put this into practice the right way with what you are seeing today, what you're learning today, I think your interview process will change a lot already. That's my opinion. Okay, then what we have after this is what is known as offer and close. Again, very important. You follow the cycle. We start here, we come here. Offer and close is that this is the moment where you actually offer a solution. So this is, by the way, something that I would say approximately 99% of all salespeople do wrong, also in the sales process. And the same applies to any kind of conversation, including interviews. People start with the benefits, what they can do, how good they are, everything. They're the best person under the sun, all their achievements and everything, and so on. Also, a lot of people talk, in my opinion, too much about achievements. Yeah, I personally, for me, when I hire people, I'm not so interested in your past. What you have done, I would like to know about what you are going to do. That's my opinion. But this is offer and close. Yeah, so a lot of people start with this, how great they are, what they can do, and so on, trying to sell themselves. But this is the complete wrong way, excuse me. So when you see people wanting to sell something, like in regular sales, they do this, and most of the time this doesn't work. Yeah, people come to you, they tell you, no, this is the greatest car in the world. It has this, the benefits, and low mileage, and great gas consumption. This is something that belongs to the end of a sales conversation. And the same thing with an interview. Go through the process first, because if you know who the person is, if you analyze their pain, if you strengthen the pain, if you do a test buy, then it's a lot easier, a lot more successful probably for you to do an offer and close. Because now, if you have gone through all of these stages here, now you know what you need to offer. When you go to an interview and you start offering solutions to a problem that you actually don't know, you don't know really what kind of problems they have until you have done this analysis. Yeah, maybe you guys can put in the chat real quick if this makes sense to you in terms of reversing a conversation a little bit, because I think most people, when they go into interviews, they don't do any of that. So if you can put in the chat messages here real quick if you think this makes sense. Just put a yes or no. The ones who say no, we will have a conversation. No, but like I said, while we're waiting for the chat messages to pull in here, offer and close is really something that belongs towards the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do the test buy first, and then now you know, and now you offer what you have. Yeah. So I think based on what you have told me, and what kind of solutions you're looking for, so on, so on, I believe I'm a really, really good solid candidate because I can do this and that. Yeah. Now you offer what you have to offer, and you try to close the person. Yeah. So how to close a person? I will come to this in a second. Absolutely awesome stuff. Thank you, Jana. I agree with you, Matt. Oh, that's a little older, huh? Yeah, okay, that was a couple of minutes ago. I hope she still agrees. Aida. Yeah. Yeah. So. I agree with you 5 minutes ago, but now no more. Yeah. Okay. So reverse the conversation and integrate this. And when it comes to closing, this is actually a very, very important thing. And I want to share this with you. Actually, let me just put one more thing here. Haytham, you can. The camera went off again. Okay. It lasts like a certain time, and then it's adios.
It goes off, right?
Okay, we're back. Okay. Can you just put me on big one more time?
Yeah. I'm gonna put you big. You're always big, man. So
yeah, there we are.
Ida says, how about the standard flow of the interview process? As normally the interview would lead the interview.
Yeah.
An interviewer would lead the interview. I think she's trying to convey here. Well, I think at some point, yeah.
This is kind of what I was saying before. Let me just come back here. Can the analysis be flexible depending on the interview flow? Yeah, absolutely. Of course. This is why I said before the borders are. If I press the buttons too many times, the camera goes off again. I'm just a little. Okay. That's why I said, these borders are not like sharp borders. Like when you have completed people analysis, for example, and you go into pain analysis, or let's say you are maybe already in a test buy situation, and the responses you're getting here are not really what you're looking for. Maybe you need to go back and analyze the pain again. Yeah. So these borders here are flowing. Yeah. So you can always jump back. What you should not do is that you say, oh, let's start over here. No, you should lead the conversation from here, and you can always go back and switch back. If your offer and close isn't convincing, if your test buy isn't going well, then maybe you didn't do well enough here, then you need to go back and ask questions again. But it's really important that you're not always completely in the passenger seat. I think this is what you meant, that the interviewer would lead the interview. Yes, typically, yes, I know, and this is not wrong, and this is what we're used to. But you can also take charge, because a lot of companies, good companies, they like people who also take charge. Yeah, they don't need to be told every time what to do. So if you are also leading the conversation at some point, not completely all the time, of course, but if you take charge as well, you do convey that you are somebody who's able to take responsibility. At least that's my opinion. I don't know, Faitham has a different opinion, but we can come to this in a moment if you need to answer this again. One more thing I wanted to put here, which is missing, which we don't have yet, is actually the space here is too small. I'll just put it here. Is objection handling. This is something very few people are good at. So when somebody gives you an objection, and then you don't know how to handle this. So an objection would be to say, but I don't know, with your CV and your CV and your qualifications, I'm not sure if you're really the right candidate and so on. That's an objection. So what you could say here is not like what most people would do, would say, okay, I understand. Then internally you have already closed your mind to, I'm not going to get this job, but don't give up too quick. This objection, for example, you could say something like, okay, I understand. Oh, okay. Sorry guys about the camera on and off. Okay. I'm not going to touch any buttons.
I think it has to do with internet connection as well.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay. But you see me, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So what you could say if somebody says, I'm not sure if you're the right person and so on, this is like an objection. Then you could say, okay, could you maybe tell me what, in your opinion, is missing in order for me to be the right candidate? Ask open questions, yeah? Let the person tell you more and see where this is going. Whether you're going to get that job then or not, that depends. I don't know. But when objections come at you, handle them. Don't just digest them like, oh yeah, okay, It's like when in sales, for example, if somebody says, yeah, I think your product is too expensive, then a lot of salespeople say, yeah, okay. Now they jump on the discount train. Yeah, but I can give you this discount, this one, and so on. As I always like to say, if your knowledge ain't paramount, you're gonna need a discount. So you need to handle that. So if somebody would say to me, for example, when I'm talking to a client who wants to buy a program from me and says, oh yeah, this is really expensive and so on, then my first question would be, okay, expensive in terms of what? In comparison to what? Yeah, expensive price conversations is always depending on the point of view. Can we do something about the price? Yes, we can. What element of the product or the service would you like me to remove? So you don't jump into people giving you objections and then not handling them, just digesting them and trying to adjust. That's not the idea. Don't
I like
do that.
this. I like this, Matt. The fact that at some point we can go more about. So if I don't like, again, objections are part of the process. It's okay
Absolutely.
for them to tell you no or tell you like, yeah, but remember one thing. If you feel like probably the objections that they raise are reasons where they will not choose you, remember something, that you were first full qualified for the interview for a reason. Okay. Now,
Exactly.
when I was a kid, I'll keep giving that phrase. When I was a kid, my mom would go with me to buy some stuff, like buy like a pair of pants, and she would go into that shop and she will see a few pants. This one, second one, that one. You want the black item, you want the blue, navy blue, whatever. Then eventually, like when everything looks good, okay, it's fine. And she would ask the guy, like, all right, so how much is it for? Like, and he'll tell her like this, for $10. Like, what? $10? What's that for? Why $10? I think that's too expensive. I don't think like we need to buy this one here, right?
Yeah.
So it's part of the process. We need to negotiate. We need to object. We need to keep open the door to find out the best deal, because that's what they want. So what they will do is that they will try to find out the negative parts of it, negative aspects of whatever you're going to deliver to them. And you need to be able to show them how confident are you of your service by responding back to them. So don't just say like, yeah, my product sucks. Yeah, I'm so expensive. Yeah, I don't have this skill or that course.
You need to believe in yourself also. A lot of people come to this conclusion because they're not convinced themselves that they're the right person. Of course, that's why I said in the beginning, it's so important to really analyze, because if you find out or figure out that this company is not the right one for you, or you're not the good fit, or for whatever reason, then you don't need to sit there for 2 hours. What's the point,
True.
Yeah. And objections, Hatham, is also something some people, actually a lot of people, like to give you objections just to see and test how good you are and whether you can respond or not. Maybe also when it comes to interviews, if they can squeeze you a little bit with the salary and so on. So objections are a huge topic. And in the shortness of time, this is kind of what I can tell you about. Again, objections in my sales course, for example, I talk about objections for a day and a half. So this is like there's a million ways. There's different techniques also how to solve them. But I want to give you 4 sentences that you guys can apply when you are making an offer. So coming back to this offer and close, the whole situation, and also objections. So this is sentences that you can add pretty much anywhere within the sales cycle, but in particular when it comes to objections, what you can use. So I'll come back to the salary example. So if now the objection would be that, this is also kind of an objection. The interviewer would ask you now, like, what are your salary expectations? And then again, I'll repeat what I said before. Or they ask you, how much are you earning in your current position, and so on. This game that people always like to play with salaries. Then you could say, I'll repeat what I said before. I believe you have budgeted this position. And now, based on everything we've talked about and you knowing what my qualifications are and so on, I believe is always a good word to use. Don't say think. I believe that based on that and the budget you have created for this position, you should be able to make me an offer. And now you can use one of these sentences I'm about to give you. Does that sound like a fair suggestion? That's one sentence you can use, and you can use this in many, many different aspects, many different stages of the sales cycle, but this is the first sentence I would like you to write down also. You can always add this after a question. Does that sound like a fair suggestion? The second one would be, does that sound fair? So not the suggestion. Does that sound fair? Is that fair? That's another one you could use. And third one you can use is, does that make sense? Yeah, so if you suggest something like, okay, so if we would, for example, we come back to this position where maybe some team members need to be trained on how to deal with customers and so on. This is going to be part of your role. You can say, okay, then I would actually create a program where we really, really focus on their soft skills, communication, how to deal with customers. Does that make sense? Yeah, so this is another one you can add. Yeah, so does that make sense? Is that fair? Is that a fair suggestion? And the fourth one is, does that sound good? Those four you can use, and you can use them but not all after each other. Yeah, is that a fair suggestion? Does that make sense? That's too much. Yeah, so use them like throughout the process. And again, my dear friends, you can use this anywhere in life because I know how to master the sales cycle. I can even talk myself out of situations with the police when I was speeding or something. I have gotten away without speeding ticket. Here in Germany, we like to drive very fast. So if you understand the sales cycle at least a little bit today, and you implement this a little bit into your life and what you do, and also into your future interviewing process, this will already make a big difference, I think. Yeah. So use these questions, use this, and again, here is the cycle, what it looks like. If you can put this on full screen again one more time.
Yep.
This is how it works. And of course, I have written this down properly for you again as well. Let me just come back here to the PowerPoint. So the stages of the sales cycle. Let's just go through it real quick again. People analysis, pain analysis, pain strengthening, test buy, offer and close, and objection handling. So this is what you should do in a conversation. I'll just leave this on the screen for a moment. So you can write this down, and then we can have a look if anybody has questions. If you have questions now still about this, start putting them into the chat. We will go through them. We will read them. I did pretty well with the time, I think, because I did not do a full hour. And we still have some time for Q&A.
Questions and answers.
Yeah. And also I wanted to say that... Can you see me? Yeah. It's the only corner that's left. There's live. There's your logo. There it says my name, and here I am. So one more thing. Please don't leave the webinar yet. We still have a little bit more for you, and I actually have something really great thing that I would like to offer you. We'll come to this in a moment. It's actually something that you're not getting charged for. It's not like I'm going to offer you a course now. Hey, come on, buy my sales course. That's not the idea. I'll come to this in a moment. So don't go away. If you don't have questions, you're going to get access to something that I think you're going to be very, very happy with, and that you're going to enjoy. We will see whether or not. So if you have questions, put them in the chat. If you don't have questions, just stay on for a moment, and then we can go through this. So I think this is good. Then I will come back, and then Haytham can come back as well. And then we will have a look at the chat messages. Actually, need to scroll through here. Can I scroll here? Yeah. Let's see if we missed anything. Have you seen anything, Haytham? Or?
No. All wonderful people. I'm a big fan of Ida, actually. If Ida would start a channel, I would definitely subscribe to her.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Like amazing.
Her posts are great as well. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. To know both the candidate and employer, to know if this is the right job and the right fit. Okay, I think this we have covered. Yeah, so guys, if there's anything, put it in the chat box. I think on LinkedIn you can also put like hearts and love and slaps and so on. Put them, yeah, because it shows LinkedIn that we're doing something valuable here. So yeah, let me just see. I had an interview on Zoom. This one we have covered. So Saeed, if you let us know if your question is answered or not with the Zoom interview and so on. Awesome stuff. Thank you, Jana. Standard flow interview process. We talked about this. Stand up for yourself. Yes, well done. Thank you. Okay, I don't see any questions yet. You
No,
keep an eye
no.
on it if there's anything else. Is there anything, Hatham, you want to add to what we have covered? Anything?
Well, you
Do
over
you find this
delivered.
useful or?
Yeah. For me, I find it really useful. Like I want to have a chat with you just separately to talk about the
Okay.
sales bit a little bit.
Okay.
I see we have here a comment. Awanti, she says that she missed the second and the third.
Because of connectivity,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well.
think you're choppy. Your image is choppy a little bit. I can see here. We lost the quality of your image. It's
Okay.
probably the reason.
Okay. Shall I? Did she miss the points or the content? That's what.
I think the content.
Yeah. This is the steps again. If we want to put this
Right.
back on the screen, in case that's. Otherwise, we will. It will be possible to watch this afterwards, Avanti.
Yeah.
So once we have concluded, then LinkedIn will still show this as a recording, and you can watch it again in case we missed something.
We have
Otherwise,
we
just send me a
have
message.
we have this interesting question by Bovan. He's one of my
Yeah.
greatest clients. Actually, this guy is
Okay.
amazing. An
Yeah.
interviewer once asked me
Hello,
like
amazing
how.
guy.
So
So,
an
come
interviewer
back,
once asked
Hatham.
me,
You're not here yet.
"Do
We
I
need to
have
see you.
to?" Yeah.
Yeah. You have
So
to.
we have an interviewer once asked me, "How would your organization react if you leave them?" I love that question. Actually,
Mhm.
how would you answer that? I want to hear from your side, from a sales perspective. Go on, Matt.
What I would say if somebody asked me this, okay. Okay, let me read again. How would your organization work if you leave them? How would you answer that? I
Yeah,
would
this is a
say,
question. Yeah,
yeah, well, I mean, obviously, first of all, there's a reason why I'm leaving. Otherwise, I wouldn't be applying for something else, right?
right,
So I would say, of course, this needs to be truthful. I don't know what the situation was in your case. I'll
right,
talk about myself. I worked for Marriott for a very long time, and I left them also after almost 11 years. From one day to the other. I think this says a lot about a company. But anyway, if I was in this situation now, and I would relate this to that situation back then, I would have said, well, they're probably going to miss me, and they will suffer for a certain time. But the company that I used to work for, they are under the impression that everybody is replaceable. I disagree with this, and I'm actually looking now for a company or an organization that values me as a person and also lets me bring value to the table more than what is mentioned in the job description.
It's
Does that
kind of a
sound like a
question.
fair suggestion? Yeah.
I love the second part of it, Matt. It's the purpose usually of asking this question. They want to hear like what others think about you. It's somehow similar to the question of
Mm.
like what your team would say about you, or what would your manager say about you, or what are the top three things that it would say nicely about, or what they would say about you. Okay, it's
Yeah.
somehow something similar, but here is a bigger scope because usually this kind of a question is kind of because if you ask what your team would say about you, it's kind of
Yeah.
a question that you do not ask a manager for, okay? Someone with
Yeah.
bigger responsibility, because you are dealing with a whole organization now if you are taking a managerial role. But when it comes to this, when it's a question, we need to find out like how impactful you were in that organization. It's kind
Yeah.
of bigger question, a bigger level question in this
Yeah.
regard. It needs thinking. It needs proper
Sure.
thinking because you don't want to say
Situation related also, yeah, a lot, of
exactly,
course. Yeah.
exactly, of course, because is there like kind of would they cry when you leave, right? Like what is it like? We need to find out like the level of impact you had in the previous
Yeah.
role. So we
Yeah.
need to think properly, Boven, about this question.
Yeah.
Understand this, what's the purpose here? Like why they are
Yeah.
asking this? Let's do the reflection here, okay?
Yeah.
So what the reaction would react? This is the thing. Usually it would act number one, and there'll be a lot of further discussions of finding out like the reason why they're making this change. They try to convince me most likely to stay where I'm working right now. Nevertheless, since I'm making this final decision based on my experience or whatever, it will be quite obvious that they will give me like 2 months to be able to hand over all the job to one or two members. When I say that I'm going to hand over to two people or three people, this means that I'm handing a lot of responsibility, and I was like doing a lot of things at that time. This is a quick example of something. There are different
Yeah.
answers for this question.
Sure.
There are always
Yeah.
different answers. There's not just one answer here, but they want to see the impact that you had in that organization, Boven. And of course, you can do it in different ways, but eventually, it not be like, yeah, they will do well. it's like, okay, you're not quite, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like you're not quite
Yeah,
aware of how
it's not a
responsible you
problem.
are.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
Yeah,
What you
and
could also say, like one thing that just came to mind, like I mean, it depends, of course, again on the situation. But one thing you could say, if that was, again, don't lie, if that was the truth,
yeah,
and for me this was actually applicable. You know, one of the reasons, or the main reason why I want to, or why I'm leaving that organization, is because I'm the kind of person who likes to make an impact and improve things. And I hope in your organization, or I believe in your organization, this is something where we really fit together. So you are complimenting the company already. Again, everything has to be truthful. You are giving a good reason why you're leaving, because if you want to be impactful and you can't in your current organization, there's nothing wrong with leaving. And you're also at the same time conveying that you are a person who wants to really, you know, put the foot down and get things moving and make positive changes. And I think that would be a good answer as well. But again, it needs to be truthful, of course. Yeah.
All right, we have some great answers, and
Does
thank you
that
very
sound
much,
like a fair
Aida.
suggestion? Yeah.
Yeah, for me that
Okay.
sounds good. That was a
Yeah.
good one actually from your side.
Okay.
Absolutely,
I need to
man.
go a little closer. That's why you don't see me anymore. I need to go closer to the screen to read this. Thank you for a great session. You're welcome. We're not done yet. The big dream, take home message. Yeah. Like I said, if I'll repeat it again. Yeah. If how big would you dream if you knew you couldn't fail? That's something you should answer yourself after tonight. What else do we have? I had that at a job interview for my last position. Why did you leave the previous job? That was the first question. My answer was, maybe can we put this on the screen? My answer was progression as my right to live. Yeah, that's actually a very good answer, Ida. Yeah, very good. Maybe you should become a coach, you know?
Yeah, I love that, man. I love this
Yeah.
answer, Aida.
Yeah.
She put it in the
Then
right way.
Prakash Gupta said, any secret of win job interview?
Well, the whole session.
That's the whole session, actually, my friend. That's what we. If you have just joined, then maybe you need to watch the replay. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to answer here. But a very quick secret, maybe, in case you missed everything. I don't know. Be yourself and take the interviewer through the sales cycle. Be engaged.
Yeah.
Don't be in the passenger seat. That would be my short answer. But otherwise, I would recommend you to watch the session again, maybe.
I would say
Avanti
add
wrote.
value. I would say
Yeah,
just add value. That's it.
absolutely. Yeah. Avanti said, sentence for objection handling. Is that a question you want? You want more objection handling? Depends on the situation. You have to give me an objection that you have experienced, and I can give you.
All
Okay, here
right.
it is. Interviewers always has this boring question. Tell us about you. Yeah, what will be the best answer? Telling them about personal life or career life.
Oh, of course.
Haytham, you can take this one.
You're definitely never gonna talk about your personal life.
Yeah.
Never talk about that, right? It will be never ending. They will kill themselves. They'll jump out the window
Yeah.
if they hear that.
Actually,
I'm
this
just
comes
kidding.
back to what I said earlier.
Right.
Don't always answer directly every question. Yeah. Perfect example where you can learn this or practice this. Unfortunately, this is then included or tying a little bit to the lying part, you can take that out, is politicians. When politicians get
Yeah.
asked something, they never
They
answer the
ask.
question. Yeah, so
They
this is
ask
where you
again.
can practice. But I don't. Yeah, Haytham, what's your
No, of
take on
course.
this
See,
one?
see, tell me about yourself. It's kind of like a ridiculous question. Why the
It
hell you
is.
ask me this question, right? Like you should tell me about why do I know about myself? Why would you care about myself, right? But it's the first. It's try. They are trying to break the ice in a way or another. Like, hey, tell me about yourself. What do you do? What have you been doing recently? It's kind of an interview courtesy. First of all, they want to find out the way you present yourself. What you're going to talk about yourself, okay? Because this
Yeah.
is the first. These are the first parts of the interview that are so important. Now, for you to answer this question, now again, we want the solution, right? To
Yeah.
answer this question, I always teach a structure. I never give a script. Okay,
Mhm.
scripts are ridiculous. I
Yeah.
always follow a structure. So the structure is this, Avanti. Number one, now, past, future. Now, past, future. What I'm doing right now in my career right now, what I'm doing, I'm working with this company. I'm taking care of this.
Yeah.
That's enough. What I did in the past, in the last role, I was responsible for doing this. On the past few years of experience, I was specialized in doing like business development, where I was supposed to deliver X to clients in this industry. I'm looking forward to work with an organization just like your organization, where I can align my visions and my goals of
Yeah.
achieving or working in sustainability to add more impact to the environment or to whatever. Like, so you have a value is something you want to deliver based on the role
Yeah.
you're applying to. That's enough.
I
That's
think so.
enough.
Yeah.
20 seconds,
Excuse me.
that's more than enough to tell me about you. Then they'll ask questions. I want them to ask questions. It's not smart that you talk as much about yourself as possible to make sure that
Yeah,
I covered
yeah,
everything about me. No,
yeah,
you
yeah.
want to make them ask questions. You want to hear like, so tell me what you
Conversation.
do,
Yeah,
what you did exactly in your last company. That's cool. They're interested. These guys are interested. I talk a little bit
yeah,
about my experience. Well, how much have you achieved in your last company? Great, I achieved these numbers and I was able to make that in a matter of 6 months. Enough. Always
yeah,
less is more. Less is
yeah.
more. Just enough.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Answer that question this way. That's enough. Let them ask. The more they ask, the more they are interested, the more you are making them eager to know more about you and find out that yes, this person we are so curious to know more about.
yeah. Actually,
That's it.
Aida gave an answer as well. Our new coach. If you can put this on the screen, it's actually a good answer as well. I like
Yeah.
that. There it
You
is.
can
Yeah.
smartly avoid a personal question. Give a general one politely. It works per time. Yeah, that's good as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then again, yeah, I mean, actually, if somebody asked you this, so tell me about yourself or this kind, this is actually what they're also trying to do with a people analysis. Yeah. So if you know how to master this, then you can switch the conversation a little bit, give the right answers, and start asking questions. Again, as I said before, the idea is, and actually Hatham just confirmed it as well, the idea is
Right.
not for you to be talking like crazy. It's supposed to be a conversation, yeah. But if you take the things into consideration we've talked about today, then I think you can really engage in a lively conversation and also create the element of humor a little bit, maybe if you can, yeah. So
A little bit.
it's always good if you make a person smile. If you can make someone laugh, is even better because maybe you know this old saying, yeah, people will forget what you said or what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. So if you make someone feel happy, joyful, and they will remember. They will. If you leave a certain mark, you will stand out from X amount of people that they have interviewed. That's just the way
Yeah,
it
but
is.
watch out for the joke you're gonna crack. It's not be like a
Yeah, yeah.
racist
Of
joke.
course, something mellow, something children friendly, maybe. Yeah, yeah. Depends who you're
Yeah.
dealing with. That can be. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Any
Cool.
other questions? I think that's it. Really? Huh?
I think that's it.
Okay. Then I just wanted to quickly talk about something, and then we are actually at the end of the session. If you still have questions, put them in the chat.
Yeah, we have. Yeah,
Okay,
good.
sorry. Go on.
Tell us about project or situation which helped your organization in a big way. Can there a standard answer for this? A project or situation which helped your organization big? Well, that's frankly, Boven, when they ask such a question, they're giving you like a very easy, you're giving them easily give them an answer because they are not so specific here, just a general thing. They want to find out your biggest achievement and they want to reflect that achievement on the organization. The best way to answer that is using the STAR methodology. So, what is the STAR methodology? Situation, task, action. I have my fingers. Situation, task, action, and result. Right, and this three is that how the Germans, I think, present number three.
We
Right,
count like this. Yeah, yeah. Actually, I
right.
did
You
before.
can
Yeah,
this
yeah.
way. Yeah,
You
yeah,
noticed. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I've watched the Inglorious Bastards movie, so I
Yeah,
never
yeah.
missed
It's
that.
like
Yeah.
there's a scene in there about this. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I will never miss this one. Never make this mistake. So
Yeah,
three star methodology is situation. So when this kind of called like behavioral questions or situational questions. Okay. So this is what's gonna happen. You start to give yourself like a few seconds to remember what was the last big thing that you delivered in your organization. Okay. You don't have to tell like a date like 6 months ago or a year ago. Try to remember like what kind of impact we made me myself and the team. Of course,
yeah,
if you're applying for a big role, all right, or you're applying for a role that requires specific criterias, like let's say closing a quota, specific quota, you have to be prepared. Like what the numbers I have achieved, what kind of things I have made in the past. Okay, that will make an impact. So whatever you're gonna say should be relevant to the job you're applying to. Okay, 100%. So here's the thing. So you think of the situation. You talk about the situation. So there's no specific script, but there's again a structure. Situation, you talk about situation. For example, a while ago, me and my team, we were responsible for making sure that we closed this target within 6 months. situation task. At that time, I was responsible making sure that all these projects, or like managing a team of 6 who were responsible of taking care of this kind of process.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened that time, actually, what we did at that time to deal with the situation is that we had to work rigorously day and night, making sure that we lie to the client all the time. We are always in touch with them, and we ask them the right questions and do the right business analysis of that project.
Mm-hmm.
This was the action. The result was finally we were able to deliver that project right on time. We were able to hit the target of whatever number or money we made based on the job you're applying to. Okay, this is the result. So STAR is the way we answered that question. All right. Now, what if I don't have achievements in the past? Trust me, there are always achievements. There are
Yeah,
always
absolutely.
achievements.
Yeah, a lot of people
Whatever
don't
you
realize.
do,
It's a good point. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
We always make achievement. You are always part of an achievement. Whatever a company does, you are part of whatever that number is. You're part of, if you're in the supply chain, you're part of supplying, make sure that everything's run the way in that, in the procurement, all of these, you are part of something. The problem is that companies don't make you feel like you're recognizing this, which is something that you have to do by your
Yep.
own. So you have to take
Yep.
accountability of your own role in
Absolutely.
that case.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I hope I answered this question. Okay,
I think you did
so
very well,
yeah,
actually.
let's see. Okay, how to answer more confidently during interview? I feel nervous. What need to work on for me? I want to answer more details, but couldn't adapt. Um, well, you don't have to answer more details. You don't. First thing, don't feel bad about it. Okay, nervousness is something very normal. I still feel nervous when I go to interviews. Trust me, I sometimes feel nervous. Well, this faded
I think
away by
also,
a
sorry
number.
to interrupt, I think there's also a difference between excitement and nervousness,
Yeah,
or
there's something
fear,
else,
worry,
right?
that a lot of people
Yeah,
confuse that, but
exactly.
like a solid level of excitement where you you want things to go your way whenever you get into a conversation, whether it's about your career or something else. That's
Right.
perfectly healthy. If it wasn't, I mean,
Right.
we're people, we're not robots. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway, go on.
yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, sometimes we're not familiar, right? We're not familiar with presenting ourselves. Like the formalities of interviews make us feel like I'm either gonna nail it or lose it, right? Like going for that football match, of being stressed. Big football players feel stressed, right? The thing
Yeah.
is that the more you familiarize yourself with meeting with people, presenting yourself, answering these kind of typical questions, the more we'll be like, meh. So what,
Yeah.
right? And the more you
Yeah.
put yourself under that, like if I failed, I'm gonna lose. It's the end of life. Of course, you're gonna feel that way, which is the fear of failure. Which is
Yeah.
another thing, right? So for me, like I was gonna have an IELTS exam in like maybe 3 weeks from now or 2 weeks from now, and I was telling myself, I'm not studying enough. Will I be stressed in that interview for me? For in that test? For me, like yeah, maybe. But if I failed, not the end of the world. I can do it again, right?
Yeah.
So
True.
when I put these in my subconscious mind, I start feel
Yeah.
more comfortable. And finally, for you, just be prepared. You have to know there are a lot of questions that will be keep
Yeah.
repeating. Okay, the more you are aware of yourself, the more you are aware about the company and the position you're applying to, the more you are prepared for all that, the more you feel less stressed, and you definitely don't have to feel hesitant
Yeah.
about anything. Okay,
Yeah.
and you definitely
Actually,
answer confidently.
yeah. Actually, two things I want to add. We talked in the beginning about this. I don't know if you missed this, Mr. Gupta, but I talked about what to avoid. So maybe you go back to this again when you watch the recording, maybe, and look at this again. It was actually the nervousness and so on. We talked about this briefly.
Right.
But one other important thing I'd like to mention, what I have realized throughout the years also, is that we tend to have very high expectations of ourselves, and we always compare ourselves to other people and so on. But this is something, for example, I learned when I met with Arnold and Mike, because you think these people are so big, they know everything, they're super experts, but they have issues too, so I think what we tend to do is to be wanting to be too good and too perfect, and also not realize that what we regard maybe as mediocre or not good enough is actually already so much better than what the average person does, that actually in a lot of cases, there's a lot of great people out there who don't know how great they are. is actually to realize that what might be substandard for you is like up here in comparison to other people who have, for example, already been interviewed for a job. Yeah, so just be yourself, give everything your best, and there's a high probability you're actually doing a lot better. You're delivering a lot more value than you might be thinking. That's my experience. Yeah.
Right. Ittifaq says, is there any way that I can click in the mind of interviewer that I am best fit for the position? Where the only way you
Test
can
by.
do, yeah, there are two things. There are two things here. Number one, the value. Number two, the personality. Okay. So the more you are able to understand what this person wants and how you are going to deliver that, the more they'll feel like technically this person can solve it. Number one.
Yeah.
Okay. Number two, if they feel like there's some sort of, I don't want to call like a mojo, but there's some sort of connection, right? There's some sort of connection between you and him. Like you feel like, yeah, this is a guy I would love to have in my organization. This is a guy I'll surely be able to communicate easily, and he can surely communicate with my team without any conflicts.
Yeah.
This is the second thing that will make you click in an
That,
interview.
by the way, Haytham, is also kind of a side effect. If you guys know now how to apply the sales cycle and you apply it, at least even if you apply just, I don't know, 40% of it, you already showing your counterpart, the person who's interviewing you, that you are a communicative person. Yeah, companies are looking for people who can communicate, because a lot of people, let's be honest, they have absolutely no idea how to communicate. And by applying this and asking questions, engaging in a lively conversation and establishing the ground for that, and this is what the sales cycle is all about, you actually convey already that you are probably, if you do this the right way and you're honest and open, that you are someone that they would like to work with. That's what I think.
Yep. Okay, so
okay, lots of questions, but it's good. Questions are good. Keep them coming. It's like, we can go on another 3 hours, no problem.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, guys, by the way, I'm currently doing research interviews, and maybe Matt, you can help me in this later. I'm doing research interviews with people who are in senior positions and they're looking for jobs. I want to find out exactly what are your top challenges, because I'm working on building my second version of my program, Job Market Hacking 2.0. And I want to know more about what challenges you'll be going through, what kind of goals you're trying to achieve, because this will help me enrich my program and serve more people. So I need to know more about the challenges. So please, if you're interested, and I want to have this call, it's a free research call. We're going to ask you this question. Please DM me, send me a direct message on LinkedIn. Let's stay connected. I will send you an invitation to have this conversation maybe next week. Okay. Thank you, Aida.
Thank you both for a great session.
Right.
Yes, thank you. Next time we will welcome you as a third coach.
Yeah, that'll be great. That'll be awesome.
Good. Can we? I just want to show you guys something real quick. Then before we close, if you still have questions, put them in. We'll answer them if there's more coming.
Right.
If you can just enlarge the.
Yes, enlarge. Yay,
full screen, so I can, because there's something. And if you can put the full screen.
Full screen, giving
yes,
the full screen.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, I actually want to ask you guys a question. So don't hang up yet. This is something that I think you're going to enjoy. So my question to you is, how about if we meet in person? And this includes Haytham as well, I believe. We will see. But we are actually in the process. We are looking to organize a live event in the UAE. And I've been working on this for a long time. Then we got interrupted with all this Corona madness. So it's actually going to be the first kind of event that I'm going to do in the region. And I would like to offer you to be among the first people that will get notified. The date is not definite yet. Like I said, Haytham will probably be part of this as well. We're working on this right now. The event is going to be about 3 topics. Here we go again with the 3, or I can do like this. Motivation, mindset, and income. So it's going to be 2 full days. It's going to be about, how to move your life forward, how to develop a positive mindset, overcome obstacles, negative belief system. And then we're also going to talk about how you can actually do something. So maybe, again, if you want to, what we're talking about here, advance your career. Maybe you want to start a business. We've joked about this with Aida, but maybe you want to become a coach. I don't know. So these things we will talk about. And like I said, it's 2 full days of action, fun-packed. It's not going to be a dry session. I'm also working on a really cool location right now. It's not confirmed yet. That's why I can't share it yet. But I want to offer you to be among the first people who get notified once we start offering tickets. The tickets are going to be at a very reasonable price. It's also going to include, most probably, all tickets are going to include a nice lunch and coffee breaks and everything. So you will be fully taken care of and pampered. Again, it depends on the location a little bit, but that's something we're working on. The date is not 100% yet, but I'm looking to do this ideally on a really great date that people can remember on 22/2/22, so the 22nd of February, and then it would be the 22nd and the 23rd. And if you would like to meet with us in person and become part of this, we're also going to talk about the whole income topic at this event, which means I'm going to give you some ideas and examples on how you can potentially join into the worldwide group of traders, people who earn money with the financial market. Maybe cryptocurrencies are interesting for you. Maybe you want to become a coach and learn about public speaking. All these topics will be covered. And if Haitham becomes part of this as well, then he will also talk about what he can offer and what he can do for you in terms of career coaching. So I have actually created a page, and this is the page, event.metmocvo.com. You can go onto this page after we have completed the session. And I see here, will be great to meet in person. Thank you. I hope you're not the only one who sees it this way. But yeah, so this is the page where you can go to. It's a page where you get a little bit of info about the whole thing, and you can then put your name and your email address. I don't want to collect your phone number and your address and everything. Very simple. There's 2 fields to fill out, name and email address. And then if you are on the list, so to say, you will be part of the first group that we will notify when the tickets come out. I do expect this event to sell out pretty quickly. So yeah, I would recommend you to go onto this and benefit from this opportunity that we are giving you, that you can become part of this and be among the first people who can actually get a ticket. Because when the tickets are gone, they're gone. So again, this is the page, event.metmocvo.com. And underneath, if you want to connect with me, my main channels are Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. You can go on there. MetMoCVO is where you can find me. Very simple. And something I wanted to share with you also as kind of a closing statement, so to say, what I do, and this applies to Haitham as well, I believe, what it's all about, what we do. I want you to be part of what we bring to the table, and I want you to embrace this here. And it goes, as you can see on the screen already, when you start seeing your worth, you'll find it harder to stay around people who don't. So we definitely do see your worth. We appreciate that you were in the session, and I just want to bring more value to people, and this applies to Haitham as well, and that's one of the reasons why this event is going to come up. Actually, I'll let you in on a little secret. This type of event typically generates no profit. The event pays for itself through the tickets, which is also why we're offering the tickets at a reasonable price. And the idea is to bring more value to the table. So this is, again, what the concept is, so to say. The event is going to be called Become the Chief Visionary Officer of Your Life. And like I said, this is the page. And if you would like to connect with me, there is a screenshot here. I don't know, Haitham, if you can take this away, the comment real quick. Otherwise, I think the QR code doesn't work. Yeah. So if you have your phone, otherwise take a screenshot, or you can just go to the page here, linktr.ee/metmocvo. And otherwise, scan the QR code. You can connect with me if you have some questions additionally, and so on. Happy to connect. Send me a message on LinkedIn, and yeah, maybe tell your friends about this as well. Again, this is the page, event.metmocvo.com. And Haitham, have you been able to? Let me just put this back on here. There I am.
The QR code
have you been able to do the poll?
No. For what we're going to do is that we can manage messages like attendees. We can message them directly and share the poll with them, because for some reason, I think LinkedIn have made many changes when it comes to live. Before, I used to make a post. I can make a post inside the page or the event page, and everyone would be able to see it. Now I couldn't.
Yeah. Okay. If you can come back, I'm done with the PowerPoint, so to say. Again, if you didn't catch it, event.metmocvo.com. Very simple. And
That's a birthday, Avanti. Wow, that's
it's your
cool.
birthday. Which date is it? The 22nd or what? Or 22nd of February?
I think that's cool
Yeah,
date, by the way. 22nd, that would be
I
like
know.
full
Yeah,
twos.
but that's actually yeah. So yeah, if you can split the screen again, so we see you as well.
Do I have to?
Yes, you have to. You're the host. Yeah. So if that's your birthday, Avanti, that's even more reason we will celebrate it on stage if you want to. What I was just asking Hatham about this poll. At the moment, like I said, this is the date that I have in mind, but it's in the middle of the week. So Hatham is going to send this out to the attendees, right? If I understood correctly. We would like to get your input on whether you think this is, or what you think is the best option for an event like this. In my opinion, there are three options. It's a three again, you see. Friday, Saturday, Saturday, Sunday, or Tuesday, Wednesday. So we're going to send this out. We want to do this now, but it's not allowing us to do that. We'll send that out. And then if you could please vote and tell us what, in your opinion, is the best option. I'm not so sure if people are willing to take a day off, or actually 2 days off. That's why I'm not sure about the middle of the week. But yeah, 22nd of February would be a great date, 22. But yeah, let us know what your thoughts are. If you want, you can also put it in the chat now, but we will send out a poll. And then based on that, we value your input and your feedback. We will decide upon the date. Okay.
Cool.
Anything else?
I think it's over.
Unique date indeed. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it is unique, frankly.
The question is whether people will be willing to take a day off. I mean, it's 3 months away, so if you need to take a day off, I think it's enough time to schedule. But yeah, again,
fine, yeah.
depends.
Right.
Depends. Yeah, everybody has
Yeah.
a different opinion, so we have to.
I will put the poll
majority.
personally. I would pull the poll. I would put the poll personally also on my page. Okay, and see what kind of responses people will come up with.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Anything else we need to talk about, guys?
From my side,
if you're looking for,
I'm completed.
guys, if I'm looking for a career coach, I'm here. I'm looking for a job, I'm here. That would be ridiculous, right? Just like again, I'm doing research interviews. I'm doing this for the sake of understanding exactly how can I serve job seekers better. Okay, the more you can tell me about the challenges that you have been through personally or you are going through right now, the more I'm able to build the solution for everyone to get what they need and comes finding a job. Okay, thank you very much all. And I see like Akram says Sunday looks great. Apparently we have no issues with dates here. We have
Sunday,
Vivi.
yeah.
She says good important
Yeah.
speech, and you two know what you're talking about. Thank you very much, Vivi. If
Thank
you
you,
can
Vivi.
reach out,
Appreciate
let's
it.
connect.
Thank you very much.
Let's connect. Let's connect together, and I'll be more than happy to do that. To have some conversation, to know more about what challenges that you or probably people are going through when it comes to job search. Suddenly, right now, the chat overlay went off, and I'm receiving an error.
Okay.
I don't know why this keeps happening. And
it says good and important speech. Yeah, Sunday would be great. Thank you so much for today's session. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your time. Thank you very much, both.
Yeah.
I will connect with you soon, Hatham. Okay, very good. What about me?
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe she's looking for a career coach. If anything
Right.
career related, you go to Hatham. Anything related to, yeah, everything else, you come to me.
Everything else, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, great. I think then we're adjourned. Thank you very much for sharing the session with me. I'm glad we were able to sort out the technical how do you call this, opportunities. It's not a challenge, it's not a problem, it's an opportunity. And yeah, I would be happy to connect with you. You guys connect with me. And thank you for this fruitful event. Thank you for joining. And like I said, go to the page. There it is again. You can read it. But anyway, it's event.mattmoscvo.com. Okay, there. Wait, then I'll bring it back.
Yeah,
very simple. Very simple. And otherwise, again, the QR code if you want to connect. And then
all right,
we're good to go. Okay,
good to go.
Very good.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone. We
Have a
will
nice-
appreciate this, Matt. It was an amazing conversation, and we're gonna do it again. I'm planning to do something also maybe later, and we'll be so excited to be
later today. Oh, no.
be with you on stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely be happy to more with you on stage, discuss, like, see how we can help people further, make things move for them, achieve things in their life.
Very good. Okay. Then
Yeah,
I just
that was a good
have
one.
to again say thank you very much.
Thank you,
And
guys.
my wish for
Make sure.
everyone is to have motivation to believe, mindset to achieve, and income to breathe. Thank you
I
very
love
much.
that.
All the
Wow,
best.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you all, guys.
Take care.
See you all.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.